Hi everyone, and welcome to Module 6, Abuse, Neglect, and Exploitation Prevention. This module is one of the most important parts of your training because it's about protecting the context, safety, dignity, and rights of those we care for. Let's start with some key definitions. Abuse means intentionally causing harm. This can be physical, emotional, verbal, sexual, or psychological. Neglect means failing to provide what a person needs, such as food, hygiene, medication, or protection. Exploitation is the misuse of a vulnerable adult's money or property for someone else's benefit. Sadly, these things can be committed not only by outsiders, but also by caregivers, staff, or even other residents. That is why vigilance and early reporting are critical in every care environment. Now, let's talk about warning signs to watch for. These can show up physically, emotionally, or behaviorally. Unexplained bruises or injuries, especially in hidden areas or in different stages of healing. Poor hygiene, dehydration, or malnutrition, such as dry mouth, sunken eyes, or weight loss. Fearful or anxious behavior when certain staff are around. Sudden mood changes, withdrawal, or emotional flatness. Missing belongings or unusual financial activity, like changes in bank accounts. Or confusion about money. These are all red flags that something may be wrong. And remember, people living with dementia may not be able to describe what's happening to them. So you are their voice and advocate. Let us also consider who is at greater risk. Those with advanced dementia, limited communication, or few visitors are more vulnerable. Residents who rely heavily on others for basic care, or who have a history of abuse, also face higher risks. Even caregiver burnout can increase the chance of neglect or poor interactions, which is why supporting one another as a team is so important. Under Arizona law, anyone who suspects abuse, neglect, or exploitation of a vulnerable adult must report it. This is not optional, it is the law. Report can be made to Adult Protective Services or law enforcement. Failure to report violates Arizona Revised Statutes, Section 46454. Always document what you saw, when you saw it, and who you reported it to, following your facility's policy. Preventing abuse starts with creating a culture of safety. Here are a few key steps. Build open communication and accountability among staff. Provide regular training in dementia care, communication, and de-escalation. Encourage staff to speak up early when something does not look right. Review care plans often and involve families. And most importantly, treat every person with dignity, patience, and compassion. Here is something to reflect on. Think about your work setting. Have you ever noticed something that felt off? Maybe a resident seemed fearful, or a colleague looked overwhelmed. What did you do? And what could you do differently now that you know you're reporting? Responsibilities, in summary, protecting residents from abuse, neglect, and exploitation is everyone's job. Recognize the warning signs. Report immediately. And always treat every person as you would want your own family to be treated, with respect, safety, and love. Thank you for doing your part to create a culture of trust and protection in memory care. See you in Module 7.